Happy monstering!
Which camera are we looking at?
I think we're looking at this one
right now.
Hello!
Hello.
And welcome to another episode of My Singing Monsters Live, your one-stop shop for everything to do with My Singing Monsters. We are your hosts, Monster Handler Matt.
I've reverted back to Monster Handler
For
Eric.
the time being, and
Bell.
Monster Handler Bell. And we've
have
got Monster Handler Michael.
One more partner.
Yeehaw!
Who's in it?
He's coming in. He's not in frame at all.
Don't worry,
but that's
don't worry,
okay.
don't
He's
worry.
out of frame. He's just going to be a presence.
There he is.
There he is. What
Am
are
I
you doing?
here?
No.
No.
It was a joke because you accidentally pulled a picture of a
Oh.
pumpkin.
Wait.
It didn't come onto the
Is that a pumpkin or a smunkle-lantern?
We're good.
Is he going to do it? Whatever. So, today is a very special episode because it is episode 52
There you go. You got
of My Singing Monsters Live, i.e., we've done a whole year's
Yeah,
worth.
that's crazy.
One for every single week of the year. We haven't missed a single week. Now, not every episode has been at the same time.
Yep.
Some have been on Thursday, not Thursday. Yes, some have been
I
on
think they have.
Thursdays. Some have been on Fridays. Those early episodes were sort of pop-up episodes that weren't on a specific
Wow.
schedule.
What a storied history.
But we've made it this far, episode 52 of My Singing Monsters Live, and in that time, we've explored various aspects of the monster world. We've
Literally and figuratively.
yes, we've had very many important discoveries made during this time. The definitive connection between the continent and the natural islands, the rediscovery of Fire Haven, the Fire Oasis being created. Of course, we had Fire Frontier turning into Psychic Island. Oh, it's
That was a
just
gotcha
there's been
moment.
so much. There's been so much that we've chronicled, that we've documented here on My Singing Monsters Live, and today is no different. We've got a lot of exciting things that we're going to be talking about today, but as is customary on these episodes of My Singing Monsters Live, we're going to do some giveaways.
Yes.
We got a
Is
lot
that
of
right?
giveaways to do
Is
today.
that right? Is that what we're going to do?
You
So-
better believe it.
All right.
Normally, this is where we do Yippee-ki-yay, our subscriber.
Normally we do our subscriber one, but what are we
We are
doing?
still going to do that.
Oh, okay. What are we doing in addition to that?
In addition to that,
Michael?
I'm going to draw the 1 o'clock, as we speak, the 1 o'clock prize.
Ah, right,
Spin
because
wheel
because above and beyond My Singing Monsters Live as part of Extra Life, we've got lots of exciting
Every
things going
hour
on.
we can
Every
do.
hour?
Yeah, you wouldn't believe it.
That's more than every one day's worth.
Yeah.
Because, of course, we're rolling back, right? At some point
Mm-hmm.
in the wee hours of the morn.
So I have the winner.
Oh, great! Oh, this is a duty of Monster Handler Bell.
He's very good at it.
I am.
I have no doubt. Bell is great at everything.
The winner is Har 239.
Congratulations, Har 239. What do they win, Michael?
Well, we're going to spin.
Depends
Oh, I
on the
get
win.
it.
Ready?
Here we go.
I'm ready.
Monster of their choice.
The monster of the
Monster
choice.
there.
Hey,
Choice.
pretty
Excellent.
good gig. So are there any limitations, or is there any monster?
No, not rare Wabox or Wabox.
So, the original supernatural monsters omitted, but any other monster of your choice is fair game. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Isn't that great?
So, and then also, I will be adding our normal giveaway of exclamation mark
A
raffle.
regular giveaway. So, for those of you, if you're tuning in for the very first time, and it's a very distinct possibility that might be the case if you're joining us for Extra Life and you're supporting all of Big Blue Bubble, and not just this episode of My Singing Monsters Live, we do these giveaways. And the way that you can enter this giveaway is by typing in the chat on Twitch !raffle, RAFFLE, and that will automatically enter you. And your eligibility will be confirmed for our giveaways.
So we have that one, and then I also opened up a second one.
Oh my goodness.
For 2 o'clock.
Okay.
So !2 for that.
!2. So that's the Extra Life
Hourly
giveaway. Okay,
Yes.
I'm finally on track. I'm
Excellent.
finally understanding
Back on board.
what's going on. I'm on board, baby.
Okay.
Handler on board. Put that bumper sticker on the back of on a vehicle.
And then we'll be almost done with the giveaways for now.
There's so many.
when
This is great.
I just do our subscriber giveaway right now.
Okay.
So I'm drawing said subscriber giveaway.
So it was the 1 o'clock giveaway. Was Heart239. Now we're doing our subscriber giveaway. So how does the subscriber giveaway work, Eric?
Okay, that's
Or Mike?
No, go ahead, please.
Or Eric?
I'd
Bell?
love to
No,
hear
no,
you.
I was
Michael.
going to ask you to tell
Eric, take it away!
Well, if you subscribe to us right here on Twitch, you will be entered into the subscriber giveaway, even if you're not watching at the time. I know you would be thinking, how do I subscribe? Well, I got good
Keep
news for
looking
you.
into that.
If you have an Amazon Prime account,
Yeah.
then that will also give you a Twitch Prime account, which you can then use to subscribe to this channel, or you can subscribe to this individually of your own accord.
It's that easy.
And
And
So-
you get some fun emotes, no
Woo!
ads. It's a nice
It
little
is.
perk.
It's definitely got lots of perks, lots of advantages.
And would you like to know who the winner was?
I would love to know who the winner is.
This month, or this week's episode.
This week's
winner
episode of My Sing Monsters Live subscriber giveaway is
is Visible Saucer.
Visible Saucer. What a great
Congratulations.
username. A, B. Congratulations. And what are they winning?
They won a monster.
A monster of their
Obviously,
choice.
same.
Same rules apply.
exactly.
Same rules apply. But a monster of your choice, that's amazing. So, anniversary month, now that it's November, is far enough away that maybe you didn't have an opportunity to grab a couple of those last few monsters to complete some of your collections. So now it's a perfect opportunity to grab that hard-to-get one and maybe even complete one of your island collections. Okay, so what we got lots to talk about today on the show. As I mentioned in our lengthy casual cold open, the reason that casual cold
Just have a
hashtag casual cold.
Casual open.
Casual open,
Just
right?
casual
Not a
open.
cold open, but a casual open. Casual cold, I like too. As the former team captain of Team Cold, that's sort of your arena, right?
I want to say first,
Yes.
you'll find this exciting.
Uh-huh.
As a fellow
I
captain.
find everything you say exciting, Eric. But what is
We were
this
playing
time?
Jackbox.
Yes.
And the part came up where the audience could just throw suggestions out there.
Yes.
And someone wrote that Captain Eric is the best.
Captain.
And I thought that's so nice. The thing's long over and they're still.
It's because you did a great job. And
Well, we all did.
Who can
It was
forget
so
that
nice.
amazing fire that you spat on that episode of My Sing Monsters Live?
Oh right, I forgot. Oh, until you
repping
said
Team
that.
Earth. Definitely blew us out of the water, even though
Yeah.
water was not one of the elemental teams.
Maybe I'll do it again for a donation.
Maybe he'll do it again.
I remember.
For a
big
donation.
donation.
I remember
That would be exciting.
sitting under the table for that performance.
Yes, we were
And
crouched.
and I was enjoying it, and then when he went full into it, I was like, "Oh my god!" This is
That's
not
what we call
what I was
full tilt
expecting.
boogie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, right, great.
Yeah, that was
Excellent.
my interjection. Oh,
Well, I love it. I think it's nice to know that the bonds that were forged during those team challenges, during those element teams, during anniversary month this year, persist. The spirit of them is still alive. But of course, we all ended up on Team My Sing Monsters at the end, and of course, we got 8 new magical monsters,
Whole new
of the
element.
psychic elements.
Crazy.
So that was amazing, and of course, only the first of the magical elements to be discovered. But as I was saying, the reason that I was not part of the last couple of episodes of My Sing Monsters Live is because I have been on a sabbatical. Now, when you're a professor of monsterial sciences, as I am,
Congratulations on your promotion.
Yeah.
thank you. I finally got tenure. It was
It
great.
took tenure, then
Yeah, now I get
Sabbatical.
then you get the sabbatical. That's how academics works, I believe. But I was on a sabbatical to the monster world. Now you may recall that I vehemently stated, I asserted very strongly that I was apprehensive about going back to the Monster World
Yes, you did.
after Epic Maw devoured the camera.
Yes.
And I had to retrieve it by leaping into the mouth of Epic Maw and
Who
sort
could
of...
forget?
And, yes,
Which,
that-
a clip that aired on last year's Extra Life.
that's right. It's basically 1 year ago today, pretty
Wow.
much. It's shocking how the time flies, isn't it? Isn't it wonderful? Isn't it a beautiful, beautiful thing? But anyway, I was on sabbatical in the Monster World, and I did a fair amount of exploring. I did some exploration, hence the hat. But I tried to keep a low profile because some of these destinations that I reached were previously and heretofore unknown locations in the Monster World,
No.
and were related, of course, to the update which came to My Singing Monsters just this past week. If you must know,
I must.
I was on location on an expedition to learn more about the Sweaty Settlement
Wow.
and about the Temple of Hahu.
So you hit both.
These brand new island skins that came to Cold Island and Earth Island, respectively, and are two more Titans to add to our roster of Titans. Now, who are the existing Titans? Those are, of course, Harvard.
That's
that
Harvard.
are there. Harvard.
Harvard.
On a vegetable medley, the Plant Island skin, and of course, from Psychic Island, the large beast, that's sort of an elder gods-esque tentacled monstrosity. But we love them.
So these new.
So these new Titans.
Yeah.
That's right. The Sweaty and Hahu. Hahu's actually the given name of that Titan. He's actually part of a group known as the Stone Scribes.
Ooh.
And we don't know how many more of them are out there, or if they each document something different. But of course, the special thing about Temple of Hahu and about Hahu himself as a great stone scribe. And you know what? I'm not sure. You know what? Titans are weird because we've previously established that monsters are genderless, right? We refer to them as it because they're monsters.
That's right.
They're the other. But Titans, you know, being residents of the Monster World, I'm not entirely sure that they don't have genders. They might. It could be that Krovlaft sort of skews masculine, and same thing with Hahu. I got sort of a masculine vibe from Hahu. But I don't really know. I mean, like they are truly alien, right? They are the other. They're these creatures operating at a massive scale, much larger than any other denizens of the Monster World. And so if I refer to Hahu as he, that may be accurate. And I know that sometimes members of our community are quick to jump on and go, "Oh, it's it. They're genderless." And thank you for keeping us accountable to that, because that is factual. That is accurate. But I don't know what's going on with Titans. So Titans are very interesting. So yeah, so I journeyed to Sweaty Settlement and also to Temple of Hahu.
Can I say?
Yes, you may.
I feel that I understand why stone scribes would exist.
Yes.
Because reading rocks.
I thought there was more to that.
Nope.
Nope. That's reading does.
I just
rock.
want to encourage
Very-
everyone to enjoy literature.
Very good, Eric. I see that your pun work persists,
Mm-hmm.
and that even on Extra Life you don't take the day off. You're
I
excellent.
take the whole day on.
He takes the whole day on,
What's the extra hour?
with respect to puns. So yeah, so it's been exciting, and of course, not only do we have these new island skins available in My Singing Monsters, we also had the final reveal of the visage of Epic Punkleton
That's right.
this past week. The last of the Epic Seasonals to make its debut. We did sort of an interesting order there, right? We started with Yule and then carried on through the year and then concluded with Punkleton. And Punkleton was the first of the common seasonal monsters to be revealed, so I thought it was sort of fitting that it was the last of the Epic Seasonals to make its way there. I thought that was interesting. And of course, the first rare seasonal to be discovered, I think, was Rare Hula. So there's all sorts of different orders there happening around. But of course, we had the conclusion of the Epic Smunkle Lantern contest
That's
just
right.
this past Monday. Thank you to everyone who submitted. We
So many
saw
good
so
ones.
many
good
entries.
ones.
It was so difficult for us to narrow it down.
That was very tough.
But we found something unique and inspiring and creative about each of the 9 final winners that really spoke to us and that we thought were truly a slice above. Slicing a smunkin', you see? Yeah. I'm not as good as the puns as you are with the puns. I'm gonna pitch over the couch here. No, but thank you to everyone who submitted. There were so many good ones.
I think we had over 500.
If we
There
didn't,
was
we
a
were
lot,
kissing right up to
No,
500.
definitely over 500.
Was
but
it
not-
over?
I can
but
tell you
not
the
sure.
exact number.
The exact number.
529.
529 entries. Thank
Wow.
you, Belle, for
You're welcome.
that factoid. I think it's important to be specific.
Yeah.
Us monster handlers thrive on
Winner.
specificity.
Winner Gagnon.
Winner Gagnon. Yeah, why don't you get... Anyway.
Winner again. yeah.
Winner Gagnon, yes. So Epic Punkleton, its face finally revealed and finally settled into a form,
Mhm.
right? Because obviously it had been looking for something to sort of make itself presentable and appealing to the other monsters, because it, unlike the common Punkleton, who lives to spook and to frighten other monsters, Epic Punkleton's more of a performer.
Yeah.
Well, he wants standing ovations. He wants people to adore him. He wants to be a celebrity.
Do you know who he reminds me
Who does he remind you of?
He reminds me
Oh.
Michael says that Epic Punkleton reminds him of me,
The
and I
performer.
couldn't be more flattered, because Epic Punkleton has got some great moves. I don't know if you've seen, of course, as is characteristic of all of our epic seasonal monsters, they've got unique animations. That's what sets them apart from other epic monsters, whereas epic natural monsters sort of dance around and perform their musical parts in the same way. Epic seasonal monsters have unique, beautifully animated performing and idle and sleep animations. So
Epic Punkleton puts on quite the show.
quite the performance, and yes, you can tell that it really lives for every ooga and every booga. So that's great. Man, this is a really tight hat. I think this is for a child.
Is it slowly cutting off?
It's slowly cutting off
circulation?
circulation to my brain. So here's Monster Handler Matt, hatless. You don't need it. We don't need it.
It's a very rare occasion.
The people have spoken. They want Monster Handler Bell to be sporting the hat today. So there you go. Pump it up.
It can always be changed. We can always change it.
Yeah.
Can they?
We're answerable to the masses. We're
That's
accountable to them today. So yeah. So it's been a very exciting couple of days in the monster world with the discovery, the officially announced discovery. Of course, I had been looking at them for quite some time. But much like when you publish your findings in a journal of science, this is sort of the equivalent of that publishing. We can finally say yes, they exist, because this is the first episode since their discovery.
That's right.
So very, very exciting stuff.
Very cool.
Splendid, wonderful. And of course, you guys did an excellent job of recapping everything there is to know about Epic Riff on the episode last week. A new epic discovered during Spooktacle this year.
Yeah.
So very neat. So much to do, so much to see. So what's wrong with taking the back streets? So wonderful. What are we doing now,
I
Michael?
have only a Ma Prime asks, is it a hatless mat or a matless hat?
Is it a hatless mat or a matless hat?
Well, technically,
Both. Here, why don't here? Hey everyone. This is a hatless. No, this is a matless hat. This is a separate entity. They're non-vocal. Or sorry, they're non-verbal. They're vocal,
yeah.
but they're non-verbal.
So,
It's just a hat, right? There's no lips, there's no teeth. How are they supposed to form words?
As I can see.
you're asking what we're gonna do.
Yeah, what's next on the agenda for this
Well-
episode of My Sea Monsters Live? Because this one's going to work. Obviously, it's a special episode because it's during Extra Life, so it's going to operate a little differently. So what's going to happen?
This is where.
Wake up, Michael.
I'm sorry.
I know, but we're not even. We're only 5 hours into Extra Life. We got lots left
This
to
is
go.
where usually
Yes,
we would do questions.
we would do questions.
And so know what we're gonna do?
What?
Questions?
Questions.
We're going to do some questions.
All right.
Great.
So,
And I know that we've got a big catalog of
we
questions.
have a big
today.
catalog of questions,
And
but
of
if you
course-
have questions, fire them at me. I'll try and grab as many as I can, fire them over to these gentlemen over here.
I'm gonna. You know, I was able to get some fresh samples of the water of the living ocean. Who knows if this is healthy for me at all, or if it'll cause mutations? But whatever.
Yeah, I'll just
cheers.
stick with regular drinks.
Cheers, cheers, everyone. Yep. All right, Michael.
Oh, there's my drink.
Why don't you? Yep. All right. Cheers, everyone. Cheers.
Cheers.
Huzzah.
Yeah, cheers to you.
Okay, the
Mrs.
first
Robbins.
question comes from Matthew the Bogart.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted to know who voiced Punkleton.
Who voiced Punkleton? Punkleton was voiced by the composer of My Singing Monsters, Monster Handler Dave.
Yeah.
And I think that there's a little bit of post there, but not a lot. A very versatile voice, that man. A lot of musical ability, of course, from both a composition standpoint and a performing standpoint. So there's not a lot that he can't do.
Okay.
There you go. Definitive.
Yeah.
Swedish Widow asks, can Epic Monsters breed with its own non-epic kind and make the regular just like rares?
No, they cannot. Epic Monsters, there's just something about them, and perhaps that's what makes them so valuable and hard to come by, is that they cannot breed like their common and rare cousins can do. And if I'm not mistaken, there is a line in every single Epic bio that indicates that it cannot breed. It should be in a separate paragraph there at the bottom. If there are any in-game that do not have it, let me know, and I'll add it. But I'm pretty sure I've been good about making sure that that is appended on to the end of every bio, just so that there's no confusion that epics are, in fact, not. They cannot breed themselves. They can be bred. They cannot breed.
Vegan milk.
Yes.
Do you like it?
Vegan or vegan?
Vegan.
Vegan milk? Is that a question for me?
No, that's who's asking
Vegan
the
milk?
question. What does Brump say?
Is this a trivia question?
I don't think so.
Brump
Maybe
says,
they need clarification.
"Wake up the Wublins."
Maybe they needed clarification.
I have seen
Wublins,
different
wake up the
theories
Wublins.
of that before.
It's "Wake up the Wublins."
Are you
Damn it.
confirming?
Hashtag "Wake up the Wublins."
What's your theory? What were the...
What were the other guesses?
Oh, I don't recall. But I've definitely seen people saying, "Oh, it kind of sounds like this."
How
or-
about "Bake up the muffins"?
Oh,
Is
maybe.
that one? Bake
I'd
up
like
the
that.
muffins. Bake up
Somebody
the
should pick up
muffins.
some muffins for us right
Bake
now.
up the muffins.
Yeah.
No, it's "Wake up the Wublins," and it's funny because that was one of the first Wublin parts that was composed, and we weren't entirely sure yet if we were going to call them Wublins, and the decision was made for us. But I do really like the name Wublin. It, of
Yes.
course, being a portmanteau, we now know of the wub aspect of Wubox and Goblin. So, they're Wublins.
Wake
Cute little
Eagers
name.
asks, how did Epic Punkleton make his awesomely detailed face if he couldn't see anything?
How did Epic Punkleton make its awesomely detailed face if it couldn't see anything?
I could give the same answer. I gave about Epic Punkleton a couple episodes ago, which is he feels it in his bones.
Feels it in his bones, feels it in his fingers, feels it in his toes. Yes, remember that seasonal monsters are cool and capable and possessed of abilities and perhaps extrasensory perceptions that we as mere mortals cannot fathom. So it's entirely possible that it can maybe even echolocate by jangling its bones about, and then by jangling those bones into a mirror, it can very carefully create its face.
Don't you love just jangling bones?
Don't you love them jangling bones? Damn bones, damn jangly bones. Okay. Hashtag jangly bones. All right. I think that's a satisfactory
George
answer.
the Mulch Nerd
Hello, George the Malls Nerd.
wants to know more about
That's our friend
Ruba.
George. Wants to know more about
Ruba.
Ruba. So Ruba, obviously one of the magical monsters that belongs to the Psychic family on Psychic Island, is distantly related to Pom Pom and Hula and Sousa. It shares the same basic sort of body morph, but notably it is both a fire hybrid and a psychic hybrid. So despite the fact that it shares these physical characteristics, there's also something special going on in terms of its elemental makeup, and also the fact that inside the what we can call the pomely, That's the pom-pom family. The Pomely.
Oh, I was like,
Yep, that's the Pomely. So we've got the Sugar family, we've got the Pomely. Inside the Pomely, two of those monsters are vocalists, and two of those monsters are instrumentalists. We've got Pom Pom and Hula, vocalists, and we've got Sousa and Ruba, instrumentalists. Sousa, of course, makes sort of a sousaphone, tuba, baritone sound, and Ruba takes its name, actually, from the Dilruba stringed instrument sound that originates in the Middle East. And that's where its name comes from. And what's unique about Ruba, of course, is that many of the other members of the Pomely have, distinct hairstyles. He loves Pomely. He loves it. They have distinct hairstyles, but Ruba also has a distinct hairstyle that is this long hair that sort of has the consistency of horse hair.
Oh.
It is used, and that is the monster's instrument. And it just pulls out a strand of its hair and has a bow that is also strung with also strands of its own hair that it has bing plucked out of its head, and bows and makes a beautiful sound. And of course, in terms of their lifestyle, their interests, Rubas are major fans of plants and of the natural world. They are horticulturalists.
Oh.
They have what can be said to have they have the green thumb. So they're very good at growing things and at cultivating gardens, and seeking sort of natural solutions for ailments. It can create a little poultice there. If you've got a wound on your arm, it can just plop down some moss. It knows the right moss to put down,
I'm
and
feeling better already.
And then bingo, healing. So sort of borrowing some of the technology. It at least makes an effort to continue some of the ancient Monster World technology that was there back when the apothecary was around. One of the structures from Dawn of Fire, of course. So it's a very helpful monster. It has the same sort of positive outlook on life as other members of the Pomely. Pom, of course, being the resident cheerleader of the monster world, and there to always to try and see the best in other monsters and to boost up their confidence and stuff. Hula, of course, we know is a prankster, but a heart of gold, and Sousa as well sort of shares that attitude as well. So members of the Pomely, although Sousa's maybe the most reserved. Maybe the most introverted of the family, but they are all overall still definitely you want them in your corner. They are excellent friends, excellent companions, and Rubas definitely continue that reputation.
Very nice.
well, I'm sure George Mulch was very.
I hope that
Everyone
gave you
gets
some
learned a little
insight,
something there.
George, and that everyone enjoyed it. What's next?
Now, technically, this is spelled D4RK3ST matter, but I think it's darkest matter.
Darkest matter,
They asked.
but spelled out what in leet? In
Oh,
leet
is that what it's
speak? I don't know.
They asked, "How was your day?"
Oh,
How's our day?
Yeah.
Matt
Great,
for everybody.
great, and getting better all the time. How's your day going?
It's going amazing. The games we've been playing, the fun we've been having with the community.
That's great.
You would have loved Wheel of Fortune.
Oh,
You would have crushed that game.
really? You
Yeah.
think, yes, you think that, and oftentimes I surprise myself by how bad I am at it. So
Well,
you never know. You never know.
maybe
Maybe I
we'll
would have
back up
been.
later. Who knows?
Maybe I would have been good, but maybe we'll do it again.
It's
Who knows?
monster themed puzzles, so I feel like you would have had a leg up.
Oh, well then, okay, maybe, maybe.
So
I do have it on the brain, quite a fair bit.
I'm seeing a lot about this in the chat,
Yes,
and so I'm just choosing one out, even though I know there's.
but
a
it's all
bunch-
sort of
yeah.
sourced from various members.
Trashcraft Fighter
Yes.
asked, "Can you talk about the flute fly?"
Can
Many
I-
people are asking about flute fly.
Can I talk about the flute fly?
Just many people are. Some people are. What is the flute fly?
Right.
Flute fly this. Flute fly
So
that.
flute fly was a concept that was going to be the boss, the quad element monster of Earth Island. It was before a part had actually been composed. It was just like one of the sketches that had been given a little bit more extra attention and treatment by the talented artists here at Big Blue Bubble. and eventually that was replaced by Chorister. But in the files of the game, you could still see the little the breeding portrait, the little hatch portrait, when in the files of the game. So for a long time, it has sort of existed in legend as a monster that doesn't formally exist. It is not an approved canon monster, but it is one that appears to have captured the imagination of the community. But it is not an official monster, and we don't know yet if we have any specific plans for Flute Fly, or if we're just going to continue to explore and see what other varieties of monsters are out there. But for the time being, Flute Fly is just an old monster concept, one that we love. We have a lot of old cool monster concepts kicking around, and of course some of those concepts have new life breathed into them. Many people identified that the Yuggler of Psychic Island look a lot like the bat character, had a very similar face, and that was an attempt for us to go back and revisit some of our old art style decisions and go, okay, let's actually give them a new lease on life and get them involved in, because we have this great opportunity to introduce brand new monster species to the monster world with the discovery of these magical monsters. So we'll see, but that's who Flute Fly is.
Rugby.
Yes.
They ask.
Can I wear this
You
backwards?
sound that one out.
I just thought us as a group just
This is
froze
such
for a
a
second.
tiny.
No. Rugby asks.
Here, I'm just gonna perch it on my head.
Do monsters across different islands have different accents of monsters? Which I just found to be very.
What a great question.
I always find these questions
lovely
that are very
question.
not existential, but really make you think on another
Yeah.
level.
Yeah.
I
Make
think
you ask questions.
yes, I think it's entirely possible given the amount of. Okay, I'll preface this answer by saying that during the era of Dawn of Fire, when travel across the continent was a lot easier, I think you tended to see one sort of harmonized monster dialect, where even if you traveled from the airlands all the way to the earthlands, you'd find that everything was sort of mutually intelligible. It all sort of sounded the same to a given monster's ears. And I think that with the dissolution of the continent, when it broke off and became the separate natural islands, imbued, of course, with the life force of the colossals, that it's entirely possible that there were slight dialectical differences between the islands. I mean, vast distances now separate them, right? So they've been apart for long enough that it could be that a bomb on Plant Island sounds a little different than a ba-boom on Earth. Who knows? And maybe that there are subtle changes there that are not necessarily as detectable to the human ear, but of course monsters pick up on this stuff.
Yes.
This is sort of their thing. This is their bread and butter. So I think it's an excellent question, and I think it's entirely possible. And I think as humans, we're sort of at a disadvantage to speak definitively about it, but I think that it is very likely.
I wonder if cold people have a more chattery voice to them.
Like they're chillier.
Yeah, just a
More of a staccato.
Yeah.
A little shiver to their
Yeah.
Ugh.
to their words.
Ugh.
Only a Mob Prime asks, is the physics, psychic?
Yes, it is psychic. I see a lot of maybe it's just autocorrect or a bunch of people not knowing how to spell psychic, because it is a weird word, right?
Yeah.
With the silent P. But yes, Physic Island we see a lot,
Physic.
and we're like, which one's that? Was an island discovered and we didn't
Are they
even
not
know
all-
about it?
Are they not all physical?
They are all. Let's get physical. So on Physic Island, yes.
Is the psychic titan floating in space, or does it have long legs? Supported by an alien monster? I just thought it was such an interesting
Is
question.
the Psychic Titan, whose name is...
the psychic titan is Krovla.
Very good. Krovlaft. Is the Psychic Titan just floating in space, or does it have a body? I think that there's more to I almost said it without the special way.
I was gonna ask,
have
you ever said it with
No, it's important. It's respectful to say it with the accent. I don't think that there's that the entirety of the Titan is being shown in game that there's more to see. Perhaps more tentacles. Perhaps more of a chitinous shell holding in parts of it, because it's sort of an amalgam of insect bits and tentacle and octopus sort of squid-like bits. And
So if you had to guess,
if I had to guess,
with all those bits in mind,
yes,
is it just a organism
head?
floating in space, or do you think it is grounded on a planet or world?
Right. I think it's probably taking advantage of the low gravity environment of the former space where Space Island used to occupy, and it is probably floating there, but it's not just a head, I think. I think that there's more to it, and that might be a cool thing to depict for a future Monsterpiece, to see what the rest of Raft might look like. Might be a cool speculative thing. That was one of the very first community contests we ever ran, which was to draw what you thought the rest of the Colossals looked like.
We can also make it an art challenge here in Extra Life.
We can make it an art challenge, and you know what? That's exactly right. This is a long enough stream that we could talk about it now and potentially even see it before we stop Extra Life, right?
That's right.
Someone might, be doodling while they watch us, if they're able to join first.
Just make sure to hashtag
My Streaming Monsters.
And in this case, depending on the time of... Well, really, we'll pick up either of them, but there's also BBB Extra Life.
Right. So, when in doubt, use both.
Just use both.
Use both, and then maybe we can pick it up later.
Bionic Turtle 1, 2.
Yes,
Otherwise
Bionic
known
Turtle
as
1,
12.
2. Or 12.
Will magic get rare?
Will magic get rare? This is a very succinct
Yes.
question,
Yeah.
but I
It's
know
like
what they
Kevin
mean.
from The Office.
Yes, yeah. Why talk good when understand
Yeah.
easy, or something to that effect. Will magical monsters get rares?
What
Maybe.
Would you call them? I was gonna say ragical, but that's not.
Ragical. That's like that's sort of
Yes,
the Hang
exactly
10.
like that.
Radicals. No. I don't know. I don't know. Psychics themselves are, just about as other, while still being interbreedable with natural monsters as you can get, right? You've got the natural elements, you've got the fire element, and magical elements, which we know can all sort of interbreed and hybridize and stuff like that. But they are definitely unique. They are interesting. They are different. So maybe it's possible.
So, similar.
They are still singing monsters.
Similar
right?
question.
Yes.
Bruh moment. 1, 2, 2, 5, 4.
Yes.
That for a moment.
What do you think of rare Wublins?
What do I think of them? I don't know. Remember that the Wublins were created by Wubox. So each one is sort of first concepted out by Wubox. Okay, what kind of monster do I want to create? They are created. Their statues are created through some unknown arcane means, and then they are given the spark of life by monster eggs, their electrical potential being converted and used to power and bring to life the statues. So certainly in terms of like how rare monsters came about for other monsters, oftentimes rare monsters are sort of like a subspecies of that monster that has responded to some change in their anatomy or some environmental pressure. We know that through the teachings of Dr. Warden E. Spirit, that's a big part of what differentiates the epics from their common and rare cousins. But because the Wublins were created by Wubox, I think that if there were to be special versions of those characters, I don't know if we'd use the term rare to describe them. I'm not sure. I mean, it's entirely possible that Wubox, creator of the Wublins, could go, you know what, I've got a great idea for a very unique kind of brump. This one is orange, and instead of having fur-corn headstalks sort of styled coming out of all its various pores, maybe instead it has, tweedle feet sticking out of it. I don't know.
Out
I
of
don't know.
10?
It's orange
What's
with Tweedle
interesting
feet.
to
I don't
also
know.
think is, would Wubbox be the creator of these,
Or would Rare Wubbox? Yeah, I think
want
Rare.
to create?
I think Wubbox. Between those two, I think Wubbox is the one who. At least those Wubbox that remained as common Wubbox, because of course, Rare Wubbox are common Wubbox that have gone through a journey through time and space, stopping in the 1970s of the human world, and rebuilt themselves to sort of parrot back different transmissions that they'd heard in the human world. So all Wubbox sort of started out in the same way as being the creations of Galvana, the celestial of electricity, but Rare Wubbox to me always seemed more of the adventuring type, less of a creator, and they seem to have different
Less of a
interests.
homebody.
Yeah, they seem to have different interests. They're out there sort of exploring, and they've got wanderlust, right?
Van Helsing to Dr. Frankenstein.
The Van Helsing to Dr. Frankenstein. Are you quoting the Hugh Jackman version of Van Helsing, or just in general?
Just in general.
Just in general. That's quite the movie.
Van Helsing likes to adventure, right?
Yeah, hit the road. And Dr. Frankenstein likes to stay in the lab.
Exactly.
I was working in the lab. Oh, Vanny, it's you.
So it's like
Manny!
Vanny. Anyway,
this one's a difficult question.
okay.
G27629.
It is hard.
What type of cheese does Mammoth like?
What type of cheese does Mammoth
Cheese!
Cheese. What type of cheese does Mammoth like?
Like a favorite, or just
Yeah,
like would all
this
cheese
feels
be
this
the answer?
this feels like a trivia question. Like one of the existing bios mentions that Mammoth likes cheese. But that's not the case. What are you doing?
My foot did the thing where it like cramps.
Well, it's now visible on the stream, so you can
Well,
stretch it out.
This video game sucks.
Yeah, my video game stuff.
They're very nice.
So you think General Cheese like him?
Easy, gorgonzola.
Gorgons, that's what I had in my mind.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On a similar train of
So what
thought,
did
Whipflash one.
Whipflash. I like that name.
What do Wordos eat?
Wordos eat. Again, this sounds like a
We
trivia
know.
question. They eat relics.
Yeah.
They consume. They crack them open, and they consume the music notes, which provide them with their lyrical inspiration
So
to
wait,
write
is
to write
that a
songs.
stumped question? Do we get a winner Gagnon for that? What?
I mean, it wasn't. Supposed
It's
to
in
be
the
a trivia.
questions section, but maybe it's in the trivia. Who knows? We're sort of flowing.
You got it anyway. But
Ah, thank you. We're sort of flowing in and out, right?
Yeah.
We're sweeping around. We're
Uh,
sweeping and sliding around like a wisp.
See, he doesn't need his helmet. I'm just
Exactly.
gonna keep it.
Yeah. Wait.
Box Bow one.
Yes.
Why do Cybop and
Why
Mammoth
do
sound different
birds
on air?
birds suddenly? Pardon. What? I was singing over your question.
Why do Mammoth and Cybop sound different on Air Island?
Why do Mammoth and Cybop sound different on Air Island as compared to who? What?
I assume compared
To other islands? I think that Mammoth, at least personally, sounds to me. Well, maybe this is a throwback to the earlier question that maybe dialectically there are little differences that our human ears can pick up, but I don't know. As someone who has contributed parts of Mammoth's song in the past, Plant and Cold and Air all sound sort of alike to me. You've got bum, 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 and then you've got bum, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum on Cold, and then hey-oh. Maybe it's the syllable that they're talking about that's different. Mammoth goes bum, 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 bum on Plant and Cold, but then switches to a hey-oh, hey-oh. If that is the question, why is there a different syllable that's being used? Monsters are able to communicate in a variety of different forms. They have sort of sometimes go-to syllables that are they're known for, but they're able to express themselves in a variety of different ways. And Cybop its first appearance ever in the Monster World was on Air Island. So if it sounds different on Air Island, I posit that it's. If you think it sounds different, that's the original. That's the one to compare all other Cybops to.
Good point.
But I think that they all have the same sort of effect applied to them, and they all have the same vocal performer. Cybop is a monster handler, Dave monster. So I don't know. And Dave is the other half of Mammoth as well. So I don't know. They seem to sound alike to me.
Boring Brandon boy. 196 asks, how was everyone's Halloween?
How's everyone Halloween? I had a great Halloween. Although the weather here in headquarters of Big Blue Bubble in London were atrocious.
Mm-hmm.
It was blustery and it was 2 degrees Celsius. I don't know what's that in Fahrenheit. That's low. It's near freezing.
It'd be like 34, 30.
It was pretty darn cold, and it was blustery, and it was raining.
Yep.
So I felt very sorry for all the trick-or-treaters out there. But I got dressed up in my Emperor Palpatine costume, and I was proud of myself because he'll be back in about a month and a half, apparently. Spoilers if you haven't seen the trailers.
And it was a good night to just sit and watch a movie.
Yes, it was lovely. Yeah, we took it pretty easy.
Yeah.
Well, I was venturing out briefly and was blown around and felt like a blustery day in the 100-acre wood. But yeah, it was nice.
Thank you for asking.
How do you like your toast? I personally, like the slightest golden brown. Like, I think I.
You don't want to go too crunchy.
No. I like still having like that.
Depends.
I'm
soft
with you. I think
texture.
I might be like half a step above you. I like it a healthy golden brown, but still not super crunchy.
You know what I think is glorious when, like, you butter toast and the butter.
You don't like butter on toast?
Doesn't sit. No, I'm saying I do like.
And Bell was shaking his head.
Don't like butter on toast.
No.
You do like straight toast.
I don't like butter at all.
Well, I can get behind just a toasted piece
What do
of
you put on
bread.
your toast?
That's nice.
Toast.
Do you
Just put more
I just
toast?
stack more toast
any
on my
jam?
toast.
Any jam? Do you like
No.
jam?
No jam.
Wow.
You know what? I'm sort of a jam person. Actually, no, I am a jam person. I just
Okay.
never remember to put jam on. I just
Jam's
like
something that you don't often have. I
jam and
I-
toast for me as a default is butter
Cheese.
on bread
Butter, cheese.
that has been cooked.
Yeah.
Cooked bread.
Peanut butter and banana on toast.
I'm allergic to bananas, so I don't know about that.
You're missing
but-
out, but
Grilled peanut butter, you ever had that?
just
Ooh.
grilled peanut butter?
Like a grilled cheese, except for peanut
How am I
butter.
supposed to collect this? It's so
Yeah.
hot.
Ah, my hands.
But,
That was a fun question, I thought.
Yeah, it's good.
yeah.
That's what extra it's all about.
I like to throw in the curveballs. Ba, 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 ba.
As we saw, another fun game this was Octodad.
Oh,
We climbed up onto-
deadliest catch.
We climbed onto a roof we weren't supposed to be on. It was very exciting.
Yeah, we
Ooh.
broke the game.
I like exploring.
Uh,
Whenever I play video games, and we've played them in the past among us monster handlers, I know that Monster Handler Sydney is always critical of me, saying, "Don't try and jump over there. You're not supposed to go over there." But I'm in my Assassin's
Yeah.
Creed mode where I'm
Where you
like,
need to
every
find
surface is scalable. Must go here. Maybe there's a little chest.
You
Maybe it's a
never know.
secret area. You never know. But she's like,
Uh,
"Stop it. Stop trying to scale that wall." I'm like, trying to jump.
It, like when he runs up the wall. and
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does like 3 steps and then he slides back down. Itsy bitsy assassin.
Where do certain treats? There's a couple acts. Where do certain treats such as turkey in the bakery come from? Not Glowl or Tweedle, right? Where do they come from?
So I'm sad to report that yes, every once in a while, Tweedles and Glowls that have passed. No, I'm kidding.
I was like, what?
I'm kidding. Look at these guys. I had them at the edge of their seat. No, of course, Glowl and Tweedle are not contributing to the turkey, because if we did, we'd just call them Roast Tweedle or
True.
Roast Glowl. But no monsters contribute, thankfully, to any foodstuffs that are produced in the bakery. As it has been previously confirmed, the turkey is actually tofurkey.
That's
But we don't call it
Oh, yes.
tofurkey. We just call it turkey. Yes, pretty much all of the foodstuffs in the that can be made in the bakery tend to skew towards a vegetarian vegan sort of diet, just so that we don't have to think about where the meat comes from in the monster world. There's no livestock in the monster world. There's not really a food chain in that respect. There's just a lot of plant-based stuff that is a lot of agriculture. Just so that we don't have to, whenever you go and a monster says, have this, you don't want to be like, was this one of your friends, or was this one of the little snow bunnies that appears on Cold Island? Because those would be upsetting. Was this one of your friends? So
every time Mike has.
So yes, thankfully turkey, not any of the avian monsters. Phew.
I did have some follow-up.
He had a follow-up.
Oh, please.
Unrelated. So not a follow-up. Whiplash.
That's not what a follow-up is. Yes, we've heard it from Whiplash.
Will there still be Fire Islands?
Will there still be Fire Islands? It's sort of a tongue twister if you want to say it quickly. Not entirely sure. Given the fact that we've got the sort of HQ of the fire element, at least its sort of original seat, its seat of power on Fire Haven, and the newly created home of fire elementals on the surface of the Monster World, Fire Oasis, I'm not sure if they are planning on doing much more expansion into the Monster World. They are, of course, leading the exploration efforts to discover more of the Monster World, and what led us to the discovery of Fire Frontier, which of course became Psychic Island, seated upon the surface of Krovlath the Titan. I don't know if there will be more Fire Islands, at least Fire Islands, if we're calling them Fire Islands when it's the element of fire and 3 natural elements, which is what, at least officially, the definition of a Fire Island is, because we've got, now that we've got magical islands in the mix, it's known, because the fire monsters are the ones who are leading those exploration efforts, that fire will be an element on every magical island. So I think you might be wise to consider magical islands as sort of honorary fire islands, just because fire is such a major part of their discovery and their settlement.
Very cool.
So, yeah.
So I just wanted to update people.
Yes.
In that it looks like the Extra Life thing, the site is working.
Donations are up.
So you can make donations?
You can make donations.
Excellent.
Lovely.
And
so what link do they go to if they want to make donations?
Extra.
That's bigbl.be/
donation.
Donations. Yes.
No.
It's,
You got it. It'll pop up. It's
Yeah.
on the screen. It's at the bottom of the screen.
so just watch long enough and it'll come up
Yes.
at the bottom.
And we will be doing the draw for donate draw.
It's singular. It's donation.
Yes.
At the end of the episode, and that will be for what I want to get its official terminology correct, because I was just going to call it medium
apologize.
diamond, but the treasure chest.
Ah! The treasure chest.
So
Equivalency?
Since donations are now up, do you mind if I quickly recap all the things that can be donated for
Sure.
currently? 1, a great cause. The money goes for sick children.
Yes.
Obviously, everyone wants to help.
No one needs an explanation there.
Yes. We can also do, if you donate $3 or more, you can get a mix-up to add on the stream. You can put a hat on someone, change a name. You can, what was the other thing? Oh, I'm blank.
Tattoos?
There's tattoos. I think there's
Permanent?
No.
Oh.
They are temporary, but they'll stay on for the stream, and they get to dictate where the tattoo goes. So you might end up with something very interesting.
Keep it clean.
Right here.
Yeah.
And then we're also, Monster Handler Bell and I are selling our beards.
No.
So, for the reasonable price of a $20 donation, you get to pick the style of beard you want us to wear. And we will, on the stream, we will trim our beards down to whatever.
Well, I
you
didn't
request.
know that you were doing that,
Yes.
and normally I would have donated my beard, but the members of the community have previously made fun of my scraggly beard,
they want you to
so
keep it.
I'm keeping it.
Yes.
So there you go.
And-
Actually, I might be trimming it after Extra Life. I don't know.
just
This is the thickest
clarification
it's
as
been
well.
in a while.
Mhm.
If you did a $20 thing, you're still entered for the.
Yes.
The
And the
donation
next thing I was
draw,
going
which
to say
is
was $5 or more donation will put you eligible for donation draws. Anything else that you donate towards, like say the beards or if something else comes up, as long as it's more than $5. Say you donate $6, you want 2 mix-ups right off the bat, you're also eligible for the draw. It's any donation over $5.
Nice.
And we'll come up with an amount. I will do the Earth Element verbal poetry for
verbal poetry.
Let's set it high at 10 for now,
Okay.
and we'll see from there. It doesn't have to be during My City Monsters Live. It can come
Right.
at
It
any
can be
point.
later in the stream.
Yeah, any point in the stream, and
So-
I'll dig up the lyrics. And
So do we?
re-perform it.
Let's transition
I
to
was gonna
trivia.
but
Yes.
before
Oh.
transitioning to trivia, I was going to do the 2 o'clock draw. So
Yes.
Oh, great idea. Yes, it's
So
a quarter after.
I'm
Pretty
going
much.
to do that.
Isn't this exciting? This is so great.
Very good.
This is very
Thank you.
nice. I like the. I know Halloween was 2 days ago.
Last chance. I'm going to give you 15 seconds to do exclamation mark 2, and if you haven't,
And during those 15 seconds, I'm going to name every single monster on the wall behind us in 15 seconds.
Wow.
Is someone going to time me?
Sure.
Okay.
Hang on, let me get a timer out.
Some,
Don't cheat.
some of them are not visible, so. All right.
we have to believe you.
Yeah.
Do you want me to stop you at 15?
Pressure's
or try
on.
and see
Yes.
how long it takes?
Yes.
Because then I can just tell you after if you got 15 or not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't stop me.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go as fast as I can. All right. Let me know.
You start. I'll start when you say the first
Okay.
monster.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Scups, Pango, Pom Pom, Mammoth, Sponge, Hornicle, Cybop, Kongle, Wubbox, Zuker, Glacier, Thwack, Giger, Humbug, Krilby, Deej, Kana, Thumpies, Wink, Potbelly, Yelmet, Plixie, Creepuscule, Chorister, Thrumble, Astropod, Tweedle, Tring, Entbrat, Atmos, Ludwig, Wink, Flower, Pango, Dromedary.
I think
Ooh.
you missed one.
Who did I miss?
I think you missed Jabba.
I did miss
Because
Jabba.
I think you went
I did.
Glacier
I
down,
went-
I-
and then you came up.
How did I do?
It was
What,
very
what
good.
timing?
You were about 21 seconds.
Ah, 21!
Which, to be fair, that was a lot
Think
of
about how
monsters.
many there's definitely
Yeah,
more than
15 was a very
monsters.
ambitious goal.
Yeah, I guess I was averaging more than one a second.
That
so
being
I guess
said,
that's
stumped.
Yeah, I'm like, fine.
And we
I'm about
kick
to
off-
get stumped, so I don't need any extra
Yeah,
stumpage.
this is a nice transition.
All right, we're ready now that we've given them time to enter.
The Apple Geek 1, 2, 5.
Congratulations.
What
Man.
are they gonna win? Let's see.
Let it
Nice Beyblade reference.
Oh, one short of.
Oh!
But
Monster
despite our
Edition.
groaning, that's still a monster of
Yeah.
your choice. So that's still quite a good prize.
Lovely.
So I will also now open the 3 o'clock.
Good idea. That'll be exclamation point 3. Perfect.
You cracked our code.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
Oh my god,
Oh
Vanna.
my god.
And you could, just in case you've cracked the code and you think you're smarter, you can't go exclamation mark 4, 5, 6, 7.
They're not
because
open.
We have to
they're
officially
not-
open them. We'll let you know when they are open. So don't be putting any exclamation point integer greater than 3.
Similar note for exclamation mark mix up if we do any more of those
Yep.
raffles. They're only open while they're open. Typing them in between
At any
doesn't do
point
nothing.
in the middle, yeah.
Now,
That's
and
just
I
for
will-
you.
I will also say, 2 of the mix-ups, now that the donation's gone through, there was 2 mix-ups
Oh.
that have not been acted upon, and we will do that post-show.
Okay.
So
Great.
now, your favorite time of the show.
And
Matt.
ours.
Trivia.
This will be fun too. There's there's,
Stumped.
There's a challenge for stumping you. So
What do you mean?
if they stump you, they complete a challenge.
Oh!
So there'll be a bright side to this one.
How exciting.
Now,
I thought-
can they win 5 challenges for stumping you with all 5 of them? No. That's just for them.
There was one question that somebody had asked from previously that I saw and didn't get to ask because I was taking people's questions in the chat.
Uh-huh.
Somebody, and I'm sorry that...
Not a trivia.
Here, I have it.
Oh,
There's a
he's
couple
got it.
X.
Never mind. Just go.
They asked why
Yes.
recently the Dawn of Fire app icon Mammoth is no longer smiling, and I thought that was just an interesting
Oh.
thing that you could provide some insight on.
Yeah.
That's your domain.
So, of course, being an app on the App Store and Google Play and the Amazon App Store, where we're permitting, every once in a while, we sort of experiment with and swap out different creatives, different copy. So we'll rewrite the description of the app, or we'll change up some stuff about the screenshots, or we'll try a different icon. We have a couple of different mechanisms that we can use to actually test them at the same time and see what people like. And we ran a test on Google Play to decide whether people liked Mammoth with a big smiley face or Mammoth with a big just open sort of screaming face, yelling face. And the results came in that more people liked the yelling one. So it was officially inducted.
Still very enthusiastic.
As the new official. And you know what? I like it because it matches the expression of Furcorn better. Because Furcorn, previously when we had Furcorn smiling.
Who's this guy?
Who's that?
Who's that guy?
Monster handlers in training are
running
here,
around.
Are running around.
It's a family event here.
It is a family event. That's great. I think that's awesome. Yeah, Furcorns, we had experimented with him, with it smiling, and people were quite horrified. They were really scared by that. So I think that it's more in keeping with the monstrous spirit of just like a big exclamatory shape rather than a smile. So yeah, that was
I
those
just
are
thought
what
that
the
was an
numbers said.
interesting thing that
Yeah, it's a
you would
little
know
sort of
all
interesting
about.
behind the scenes
Yeah.
look
Very good.
at what we do.
Now let's get stumping.
All right, I'm ready to get stumped. I'm ready.
Do you need the helmet for luck?
Yes,
This
please.
is a fine time.
Yes,
to
I'd
change.
like to.
Were you wearing your hat under the whole time?
No.
I'd like
I
to.
didn't even notice.
I'd like to draw upon the powers of the hat.
You know. Oh no, you got second to Wheel of Fortune. No, forget it.
All right, Michael,
Thanks.
cue him up.
Har239. How
Yep.
many fingers do all the fam members have total?
Ooh.
Okay, now they're not gonna like this answer
Oh.
because visible fingers and actual fingers are two different questions. The question doesn't specify, so I will tell you how many they officially have, regardless of whether or not you can see them.
I think this is some.
Cop out answer.
No, you know what? I
There
like
are.
this. This is
It's
why you
only
asked the
fingers,
question.
right? It's not toes.
Just fingers.
It's only fingers. There are 64 fingers.
How do you know that?
Because it's 8 times 8. There are 8 members of the Sugar Fam. There are 4 fingers per hand. You've got 3 fingers and an opposable thumb.
Okay.
So there are your numbers. That's
Oh,
8
so
times
maybe-
8.
Maybe the thumb is hiding on some people.
The thumb is hiding on several. Oftentimes you can just see the 3 strumming fingers, but if you want to get exciting, I will try and come up with the number that I presume that they have.
Sure.
So, Sugar Bush, 3 and 3, 6. Sugar Joe, 3 and 3, 12. Sugar Box, oh, I don't know how many visible Sugar Box has. You know what? I'm gonna say I'm gonna guess that 4 are visible for Sugar Box. So I'm already doing a bad job of adding this up. I need my calculator.
Always need to bust out the
He's
calculator.
gonna look it up.
It's because I'm thinking a couple of different things at a time here. So Sugar Bush, 3 and 3. Sugar Joe, 3 and 3. Sugar Guitar, 3 and 3. Sugar Buzz, 3 and 3. Sugar Rock, 3
Is the
and
audience
3.
getting it?
Sugar Beats, 4 and
haven't guessed.
4.
Hmm.
I'm gonna say. Did I already do Sugar Box? Who knows?
How many fingers all the Sugar Fam have together?
Here we go. Final count.
I'm gonna guess it since I'm not interested in doing the math. So 64 is the actual answer, but I'm gonna say that shaving a finger off of most of the Sugar Fam will bring us down to 52.
52.
That's not the answer.
That's what he
It's
did.
52.
Winner again, yeah.
Oh, baby!
And their qualifiers were
I'd like to hear these.
it's because you didn't realize. They said if you get stumped, it's because you didn't realize that Sugar Beats and Sugar Box have 4 fingers on each hand instead
Aha!
of 3. So those must be the ones where you can actually see
that they have that the opposable thumb is.
Well, I'm giving you a bonus point for that one as well because
I gave both of the correct
That was like a
answers.
question.
Yeah, that was the
gave
reverse
both of the
stumping, and that was good.
correct answers. Bingo. All right, is that my first question?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
One
2
for
for
one.
You took a long path.
2 for 1. This has never happened. That's an improper
Sam
fraction.
Proper 8 asks, what is the only percussion-based monster that can hold a note on a certain island?
Is this for composers? Sorry.
No.
What is the only percussion-based monster that can hold a note?
Yes.
I'm gonna.
Do I know it? No.
Do they specify what class?
They specify
It is?
both the monster and the island. It's Gold Island.
Oh. See, I was gonna say that at least the ringing out of Clamble's cymbals counts as a note of length, and Clamble and Dragon both have a big glissando of cymbal things. So I reject
words that
I reject the question.
I don't think they're words.
If you were a music
A
person,
glissando?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm googling this. Don't act like you
Yeah.
know.
Glissando.
I've heard of crescendo, which I assume.
which is very close.
That's when it goes from soft to loud. There's diminuendo from loud to soft.
Of
There's
course.
a glissando.
I'll have you know that my Google is not retrieving anything. So.
You're probably
Are you
spelling it
with 2
wrong.
S's? Glissando.
Oh, gliss? I was doing glass.
No, gliss.
Glissando?
It's Italian, you see.
So did you guess? Did you guess an answer?
I don't. I reject the question.
So the answer is
No. The only percussion monster that can hold a note
I don't know if this monster is
on
percussion.
Gold Island.
it's gonna be controversial. I can feel it. love these.
Percussion. No, I'm stumped. Who is it?
They said Deej.
Deej.
Interesting.
I accept the answer. If I was a litigious person, I'd take it to Monster Court.
Okay.
But
So
but
you
I will
got
accept.
100%.
I will accept
and
the
that you were
stumping.
at 200%.
And
Yeah.
now I'm at.
And now you're at-
I'm a.
I'm willing to give you 150.
All right. Things are going
I'd
good.
split
All right.
that one.
Keep them coming fast and furious there, Michael.
Which Leaf the Blossom.
Yes.
Which rare monster has smaller eyes than its common counterpart?
Which rare monster
Mhm.
has smaller eyes than its common counterpart? Smaller overall or smaller pupils?
I think smaller overall, but it doesn't.
Smaller eyes. Ooh. Which rare monster has smaller eyes? Rats. This is a good one. I know monsters that have bigger eyes, but smaller.
I will say that in doing an investigation, I would say that they are probably correct.
Wow.
Well, I should
That's
hope
a
so.
very close call.
Yes.
And I think you will agree.
Which rare monster has smaller versions? I know that the eyes are different. This is probably not the one that they're after, but I know that rare Schmoochel has differently sized eyes than its common seasonal version by virtue of the fact that rare Schmoochels have 2 eyes per head and commons only have 1, but I'm sure that's not the answer they gave. Michael, what is the correct answer that they'd like me to
I
say?
said rare flugel.
Rare Flugel. Yes, same sort of phenomenon where
You're going
common
from-
Flugel has 2 eyes, and then because rare Flugel has the quad vision, they are shrunk a little bit.
I'm going to give this one to you again because I think you're both correct.
Can I interject?
Yes.
Would Rare Humbug not? Because it has a lot of eyes.
It's complex eyes, so maybe there are multiple answers to this
Oh.
question.
Wow.
I like that answer as well. I think Bell's coming in there with another eligibly correct
Wow.
answer.
Okay.
So I would say that you both got the question correct. If they got the
Compound
question
eyes,
correct,
not complex. Compound eyes.
because they didn't say which is the only technically.
Well, then great. We're
Wow.
sailing through these.
This is really something.
We're killing this.
What's
All right.
next?
Okay, I'm going to give you a giant number question,
Okay.
but I'm going to give you like good. I'm going to say that you can be within 10 million.
Uh huh.
Okay.
10 million?
10 million.
Oh
Oh my gosh.
What is the minimum amount of experience needed to go from level 1 to 61?
What
10
is
million.
the level of experience?
No, heck this. I'll give you 100 million.
Okay.
Wow.
I think that it's 700 million.
You're off by a few billion.
Billion, okay.
They said 5,147,403,300.
I will take your word on that and
Yep.
declare myself officially stoned.
That is absolutely completed the challenge now. The other ones were a bit draws, but you were definitely stumped on this one.
Yes,
Challenge
yes,
completed. Great job.
yes, yes. That one I can accept full and utter defeat.
That's a tough one.
Wow. Here is a.
Wow.
Here is
Wow.
a.
Oh, wow.
Do you want? This is a multiple choice question from the
Ooh.
Monster Explorers. Do you want the multiple choice answers, or do you want to try and give it first the answer?
Ooh.
I'd like
Like
to
that.
try and give
Yeah.
it first.
Okay.
Straight up.
What is the musical form of Wobbling Island?
See, and who asked this question? The Monster Explorers?
Yes.
Now, the Monster Explorers music theory, I'm sure, vast outpaces mine. It's been several years since I've been in a classroom and could tell you what the difference between a melodic and a harmonic minor scale is. But
Do you
what,
want me to give you
what
options?
is the... yes, I would, please.
Okay. Ternary form, binary form, through composed.
Just making sure you're okay.
I'm
Like glassy-eyed.
reeling. Can I get those three again, please?
Ternary form,
How do you spell that?
Ternary, which I imagine from my knowledge that'd be like 3.
If you were a music
Ternary?
person,
Tertiary?
Tertiary, yes, technically is what you usually say, but it's ternary, which is what they have here. which is
Maybe in tritones or,
Yes.
or thirds?
Binary or through composed.
Through composed.
Binary form. Binary
Stumped.
constitutes of an A and B section.
I learned something new today.
wow, that's what we're here for.
See, so
you got
as
super stumped.
a
Great
monster handler, it's sort of a multidisciplinary vocation, right? So, I might not be super knowledgeable about everything to do with music. I might not be super knowledgeable about everything to do with monsters, but I know quite a bit about singing monsters. so the either ends of the spectrum, my ultraviolet and infrared are a little less powerful than my greens and blues.
I might not know everything about the islands. I might not know everything about every monster. I might not know all the sounds they play. I might not know how to spell their names. I might not know every item in the bakery. But I can sure list things.
Yeah.
So
See, he just did it right now.
I have a message.
A message.
Ooh.
Sydney was in the chat. She said-
Hi, Sydney.
Monster
Hi,
Handler
He's
Sydney.
gone.
Everyone say hi,
He's gone.
Sydney. Send the purple
So
Oh,
hearts.
they were sending. They were.
Were they sending the purple hearts?
I don't know if they were sending.
Everyone loves Sydney.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love Sydney? She's great.
She said.
The glue that holds us together.
She said that she was going. That she said maybe she'll stop by later.
Stop by later. Wouldn't that be lovely? Lovely, lovely, lovely,
I
lovely,
have
lovely, lovely, la.
2 more questions.
2 more trivia questions. Okay, these last couple ones have been true stumpages.
Yeah.
How many
What?
how many stumps have we had?
What's the
2, I think.
2 and 3 correct, or 2 correct and? I'm gonna give myself 50%.
No, I think you're higher. I think I'm giving you 70.
70. I don't know how that's even possible given the number of questions.
I am the question master.
All right,
Also,
all
you got
right.
2 points on the first one.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Rare Blink, the creator. What monster shrinks when it grows up?
I love the way that question's written.
What
That's great.
monster shrinks when it grows up? Can I? I'll be back. Oh, what happened?
What
We
was
lost the. I knocked the keyboard off.
that? Oh, as long
What
as we-
monster
We're
shrinks
Yep.
when it grows up? Can I ask? Is this a Dawn of Fire monster?
Can you?
Well, I'm just confused
Yes.
by grow up. Do they mean the
Oh,
transition between
that's
young
fair.
and its adult
There's
forms?
a young form and there's an old form.
What monster shrinks. Are they referring to the number of grid spaces they occupy?
That would be what they're using as their point of reference. Yes.
You're on the right track. Sounds.
Rats. What monster shrinks when it grows
Rats.
up? That was my best Charlie Brown. Rats.
Good grief.
So it goes from maybe
A bigger base.
2
to a
grid
smaller
squares
base.
to 1 grid square sort of thing, or 3 grid squares to 3x3 to 2x2.
Well,
Those are what those mean,
are
right?
options.
All right. I am going to say that which monster shrinks when it grows up.
I also would like to say I think you've had this question.
I don't remember it, but
Was it in
also-
this form though? Because again, as someone who really appreciated the way this question was written, I know we've had questions about grids before, but it might not have been presented like
Maybe.
that.
You're gonna kick yourself. Somebody got it in chat.
Is it a celestial? Is it a celestial? I'm gonna say Furnos.
Winter
So it wasn't Dawn of Fire. It was a Dawn of Fire monster.
It's a Dawn of Fire. It's in Dawn of Fire.
But it shrinks when it grows up. It goes from what is it a 4x4 to a 3x3?
3 to a 2x2.
3x3 to a 2x2. There you go. Fascinating.
Technically, I wasn't lying. It is a Dawn of Fire.
And
And if anything,
All right.
it's in Dawn of Fire.
one more trivia question, or was that the last one?
No, this was the last one. It's a classic.
Ooh,
A classic.
okay.
Abbott Shot
Classic.
100.
Pickles.
Return to a classic, they say. How many? Do you know what the question's going to be?
No.
Is that the question?
No. I'm just saying this is a question we've had multiple times.
All right.
How many ice blocks does a deech have?
11.
You got
You know,
it!
I
You
make
got
a
it.
point of making sure that if I'm stumped but
This is what you said with the
about-
ice blocks. That you
did
got
I do it wrong the second time?
Yeah!
Well, this one, that I'm doubling
Whoa,
down on what I
okay.
said earlier. If I'm stumped multiple times, I make sure I
You
know.
get it. Yeah.
I make sure I know.
Excellent.
All right, so because I think I got more correct than I
were a
got
winning day.
incorrect,
This was a good day.
I'm calling it an excellent day.
Now, is there a lot of hours in Extra Life? Yeah. Good questions come up from time to stump you. Who's to say?
Maybe we'll do another question period later in the show if
Yeah,
we're
you
looking
never
for
know.
some sort of
Yes. Probably the-
interstitial activity between while we're setting up 2 different other more involved things.
If you have questions, the best way for us to collect them later on would be to go to our most recent post and post them under that.
With the hashtag MyStreamingMonsters.
Exactly. That would be a nice way to for us to
Yep.
gather that.
Gather.
So now, Matt, you're probably thinking, "Wow, this is the part of the show where we do an activity."
We do that activity.
Yes. Wrong.
But it's not.
What
are we doing instead?
Tricked you.
Instead,
Once we
let me
collect
just retrieve my handy dandy keyboard.
You got a keyboard right there, but that's a different keyboard.
Did you break it?
You might be wondering. Did I break
Instead,
it?
we'll be doing. Oh no!
What? Oh!
Monsterpieces.
Dun, da, da, da.
Beautiful, beautiful.
So,
This was the
Oh.
jack-o'-lantern or spunk-a-lantern
Smunkle
that
lantern.
I was laughing that when Michael said he was coming in, and then this came up.
Well, it
instead.
looks great. It looks like a very faithful representation of the epic Punkleton face
Yes. Very nice.
by Random Draws
Random
3.
Draws 3.
Well, excellent job, Random Draws 3. What do we have next
Our
there,
next
Michael?
one here is from ShimmyShoShammy, and this is what they said. This was their custom wordo,
Wordo.
or as they called it, their word sona.
Oh, I like that. I like that term.
Yes.
Their
particularly-
word sona. Here's Shammy Show's word sona. You know what this looks like to me? It looks like Talker
With you.
or Magpie has dressed up like a minion for Halloween.
Really, I think it looks like.
Well, not exactly, of course.
I think it looks like your
Stu Orbs?
Stu Orb's body form. It's like a
Yeah,
shorter-
it was the what do you call it? It was the horns that sort of reminded me of Magpie's horns. So I was trying to identify what was going on. I like the single toe on the like the hoof.
I feel like balance would be difficult.
A little bit. But how do horses do it?
That's true.
Maybe they have 4.
Okay. This next one is from Strimes Tweets 49.
Yep.
And it's Tweedle. Watch an extra.
Isn't that cute?
I like the background.
This is an anthropomorphized
Yes.
Tweedle.
Yes.
And look, they've got different monster pennants there on their dorm room wall.
They
Isn't that
eat
nice?
some pizza. Eating some pizza.
I love pizza. We're back.
Oh, we weren't supposed to be back. There we go.
Now we're back on track.
This was
Whoa!
cool. So this is like a Bogart Five Nights at Freddy's style. Terrifying.
And seems to be borrowing the rough of Epic Punkleton.
Yes.
I love this style. Is there something stuck in its head, unfortunately, or are those
No, I think it's bent
its horns?
backwards. Yeah.
Ah, I see. Very cool. Well done, S Universe Arts.
Yes.
Ooh, what have we here? These look like some rare forms of some psychic monsters.
That
Looks
is
like
exactly
Rare
what-
Bonkers, which seems to be inspired by Rare Punkleton's desire to wear something on its head. Looks sort of like a helmet,
I
a
was
protective
thinking that,
helmet.
I was thinking that was almost like they look like thumpy bases.
Yes, they do. They do look sort of like that.
It's almost like they were tree stubs that they like broke free.
Right, they're like there was something underneath the stump and they
Yeah.
emerged. There we have the rare Yuggler on the far right.
I
Looks sort of like it's, pardon me, a big yawn. It looks to me, yawning with Yuggler, that's a segment coming soon. It looks to
drop
me
that.
like its coloration reminds me of the old classic X-Men costumes.
Yeah, I can see it.
And instead of those metallic spheres, it appears to be juggling eggs.
You see its teeth with braces.
Oh, cute! Taking a page out of the self-improvement book of Rare Potbelly. And of course, what can we say
Rare
about this
Gloptic.
amazing rare
Door.
Gloptic? It looks like it's wearing a sweater, and that it's got, instead of a goop, it's got stuff. It's got string or some sort of ribbon strung between its arms. Looks great.
This is
Holy camoles! Here from Trashcraft Player, we have
they made their own
Vampagarag. Vampagarag? Vampagarag.
Pogarag.
Tell us if we're pronouncing that correctly, but this is like a vampire Deej, sort of, a prototype design, but instead of playing on its ice boom boxes, it's playing on a coffin! Oh, how morbid. But I love the face. It reminds me of sort of like a luchador face there. And yeah, very well done, Trashcraft Player. A lot of excellent effort went into this, obviously. Next up from either Alexis Jameer 1 or Alex is Jameer.
I think it's Alexis Jameer. Why is it not changing?
It's
Change
trying. There we go. Aw, here we have in
you know
the
what this
Cuphead
style is?
of Bogart and Clamble. Very cute. I like the fact that they're the same height in this style because Clamble is quite a statuesque monster, and Bogart's not short, but a little bit stockier in its shape. But what I also like about this is that Bogart and Clamble historically have a feud, at least on social media, because I accidentally included Bogart instead of Clamble in a celebratory post for the element of Earth years and years ago, and I haven't been able to live it down ever since.
That's so funny.
So here they are in an expression of solidarity. Isn't that lovely?
As you'll notice, with this next
Also
one,
from the next
there is
artist.
a few, and the thing was, I think I have 3 or 4 of them,
Yeah.
but it's like I couldn't choose between them.
Yes.
So this
Holy smokes! Here we have
yeah.
we have Dandy Doo playing the role of the Roadrunner
And
and
Socks.
Socks as Wile E. Coyote.
Yes, and that was for Inktober.
Oh,
For
for the
catch.
30th day. Perfect. We hope that you enjoyed participating in our Inktober MSM little community challenge this month. We figured that we'd get in on the action. So many of the talented artists here at Big Blue Bubble were participating in Inktober already. We thought, why not extend the invitation to all members of the community as well? And another one from Alexis Jameer
They were
1.
cool. So this one, as you look at, let me explain it to you.
I would love for you to explain it to me because there's a lot
Outline.
going on.
The outline is monster. It's your monster. It's a matte monster.
Yep.
But then within, it's all like of the monsters. But I just thought that they were in a really fun, cool, different. You know how I like.
Yes, it's very
different
creative
art
configuration. I think they did an excellent job.
Yes, I really enjoyed that.
And a lot of detail, right? A lot of work going into that.
And then I just wanted this one because this I felt was kind of, you could see that the monsters that they had made in a bit bigger, if it's ever going to change. This is like kind of this was the art style they were doing. And I thought it was cool.
It's beautiful. I like Edamame. She looks so sweet. It looks so sweet. Oh, I'm being very bad today. I like the size of T-Rox there as well. Also looks quite hefty.
Also, this entire time I've been thinking T-Rox has been like sticking its tongue out, but it's just...
No, it's just Scups' horn atop.
Like
Well
this.
done. All right, now an excellent series of illustrations there by Alexis Jameer one. But now we're heading off to art by Jenault. No relation to Geralt of Rivia from The Witcher. Ha 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 ha! That's a joke. And here we have that's a joke. And here we have a beautiful illustration of Parsona in its spooktacular costume. And of course, those spooktacular costumes. This is the last weekend of Spooktacle that we've got going on here. So make sure, if you haven't already, to pick up exclusively timed Spooktacle decorations, and all of the monsters will be ditching their Spooktacle costumes come Monday, come the start of next week. So enjoy them while they last. And if you haven't had a chance to collect either of the Wordos, you can still admire them in the market menu. You can see what their costumes look like, because as monsters that are always available, you can always scope them out, see what they look like in the market that way.
So another thing, I don't know if you noticed this, but look at the bucket that
Oh my goodness, I hope that's just done in the style of an epic
Yeah,
Punkleton,
I mean, like,
and that they
when you-
didn't
when they-
behead the epic Punkleton.
when the kids carry on the pumpkin
That's
buckets.
true, it's not like they've beheaded someone, although maybe. Who knows? That's very spooky, scary
this is from-
skeletons.
Bonnie Cakes coming up. They made a pumpkin.
A real life. Now, see, in the human world, that would make me feel festive and Halloweeny. But in the monster world,
Ooga booga.
I'd be worried that, because that's how Punkletons scare people, right? Is that you think maybe it's just a smunkin' patch, but then they leap out of the ground and give you a good spook, and monsters are like, "Bleh!" and they get scared. So, next up we have from Edwina.
Halloween.
9430175, a beautiful illustration of several monsters celebrating with some globes. Who do we all have here? We got Dandy Doo, we got Reedling, we got Noggin, Ma, we've got Doe, Doe the Dipster, female Dipster, Ray, a drop of golden sun. No, there's no female Dipsters. Furcorn, Bogart, Mammoth. Scups is totally Mammoth is totally photobombing Scups in this image, and Potbelly is also looking like it's trying to get in frame there. But very pretty, very cute.
This was another one from
I
Edwina.
love the expressions on these monsters. And another one from Edwina. Oh,
They did some
here we have some
paper
amazing
craft.
paper crafts of both the common noggin and the rare noggin. And I like the attention to detail they've made. Common noggin, of course, a more cylindrical form, and the rare noggin a cubic form, and then they've even taken care to include their sort of exotic tusks that you can see there on the rare noggin. Beautiful. Well done, Edwina.
Flugel Gamer 1. This is Lost. I called it Lost in Space Island.
Oh, I like that name.
Because there's Space Island monsters.
Yes,
about in
drifting
space.
through space. Here am I sitting in a tin can. But there's no tin can visible. Unless you, well, there's sort of like the pot that Potbelly's sitting in, but here am I sitting in my terracotta pot. How's that? There you go.
And then we also they had another one that was Team Trees, which I wanted to feature because, yeah, grow trees.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Look at that Fung Prey. What a sweetheart. Doesn't that monster look nice? And Toe Jammer there also contributing to the cultivation efforts.
Remind me to ask you a question about Toe Jammer after this.
All right.
Flog Boy made this nice little raring.
An excellent version of the ostrich. with sticking its tongue out, going.
Is that what the noise it makes?
No, it makes, of course, the.
But can it make that noise? Can it make that noise?
What the? Yes, I think it can. I think it's totally capable. Ghost Timpa. That took me a second. I was like Ghosty Impa. That's something else. Ghost Timpa has here an excellent depiction of Epic Punkleton, its final form, but also one of the amazing entries of the Epic Smunk-a-Lantern contest.
Yeah.
I love that. And the great thing, of course, is that, there are the official forms of the monsters, but we love to see your artistic interpretations of the monsters and what sort of things you want to sort of riff on the design. Remember, of course, that Big Blue Bubble's mandate is inspiring worlds of creativity, so we hope that you enjoy our worlds, but we also want you to springboard off into your own exciting worlds as well. Hoodie Man here has a mammoth traipsing up to what looks like a spooktical cake.
It looks like the spook cake's gonna eat him.
It does. I'd be worried about that spooktical cake. This is maybe sort of a role reversal, right? Whereas mammoth would typically eat a cake, it looks like this mammoth is in danger of being eaten by this cake. So be careful there, mammoth. You don't want that skeleton costume to become a reality. Little Mava here has a very sweet interpretation. I really like this art style of Epic Punkleton, done both in its grayscale form, sort of the old-timey horror movie style that we've used to celebrate this Spooktical 2019, and of course its actual coloration there on the left. Well done, Little Mava. I really like, and you know what? These work so well together. They work in tandem very nicely. Here from Lochinver. Lochinver? I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but it doesn't matter because their art speaks for itself. It's a beautiful little version of the young Dandy Doo. Look at that sweet little monster.
And this is our last.
Our last monster piece of episode 52. Here we have Power T Queen, Epic Punkleton, saying looks like.
They're saying the thumpies look like Epic Punkleton.
Now, I wonder, because Punkletons are spooky, scary skeletons, I wonder if they can remove their heads just like Jack Skellington can in The Nightmare Before Christmas. In which case, you could play a clever prank and actually substitute out the head of the Epic Punkleton, or any Punkleton for that matter, with a Thumpy. And the Thumpy could ride around on the neck of a Punkleton. Wouldn't that be something? Well done, Power T Queen. Beautiful monster pieces today. And I love the fact that we got a chance to look at some spooktical ones. We looked at some ones that weren't spooktacularly themed. And it was really quite a pleasant variety. So much ability, so much talent. If you want a piece of your art displayed on a future episode of My Singing Monsters Live, make sure to post it on any social media channel that we look at. That's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and include hashtag MyStreamingMonsters, and then you'll be included. We'll conclude with your art.
So we're back.
We're back. So this was our official activity for episode 52 of My Singing Monsters Live.
Right in theme with Extra Life playing a game.
Excellent. And we're about to close out this episode, I think.
Yes, we still need to do
some
giveaway.
giveaways.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll cut away to a Composerpiece, as is our want, as is our custom, to conclude these episodes of My Singing Monsters Live. And then while that's playing, we'll set up for our next activity.
Okay, so the winner of the donation draw, which was the treasure chest of diamonds, is Cole the Bug.
Congratulations.
Cole the Bug. That is 220 diamonds, if I'm not mistaken.
Nice.
That's a lot of diamonds.
Coming your way. And then the winner of this hour was Sonic Fan 172.
Hey.
Would you speak English for that?
We do need to spin with. Or no. That was for the episode.
Ah,
That was
gotcha. So what do they win for the episode?
And most of their choice.
Okay, just double checking.
I mean, and if there's a day where it's like, hey man, have what you want.
This is it.
Day.
Yeah, I totally agree.
And this is Sonic Fan. What was the number?
I don't know.
172. Okay. So
Congratulations, Sonic Fan 172.
Then,
Congratulations.
I guess the only other thing left to do, obviously, not that.
I will say, if you're tuned in just for the episode and you haven't watched any of Extra Life, maybe consider sticking around after the episode to continue to watch us play some games. Have a
Why
good time.
not?
It's been a lot of fun so far, and it's going to continue to be a lot of fun, I think. Might play more
We
Rockband
still
in the
have
future.
a lot of hours.
We got a lot of hours. Someone tuned in and said, have they really been going for 6 hours? And I said, yes. And we're going all day and all night.
And we have
Yeah.
19 more.
Yeah. Plenty to go.
Yeah. So, I guess there's one thing left to say before we go. What would that be?
Have we given away all our giveaways?
Yes.
Are we ready to conclude episode 52 of My Singing Monsters
Yeah.
Live? Here we go. No, I was going to say in harmony, but whatever, we can't do that. All 4 of us, are you ready? Happy Monstering!
Thanks for watching our video. If you want to keep supporting the Monster Handlers, you know what to do, right? Subscribe to our channel to get all the latest updates and stay tuned. Get it? Stay tuned. Did anyone else make that joke? Yeah? Wow. Anyways, happy monstering!